fellow bookworms to Tibra's Den. My name is Whitney, and today I have a tag video for you guys. I've been enjoying doing more of these tag videos, and I'm definitely going to be trying to do more in the future. But today we have the Your Answer Can't Be Books tag, and this was created by BookBuzz. I was personally tagged by Becks Books. I found her video, and then she tagged me as we were having a little bit of a conversation in the comments. So I'm really excited to do this tag. Of course, before we jump in, if you'll remember to give this video a like, it really does help out the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on a thing. But let's go ahead and jump in with the first question, which is, what is something you own way too many of other than books? And the first thought that came to my mind, even when I was watching Beck's video, was animals. I have way too many animals. I've always kind of had a lot of animals. Right now, we're not too bad. There was a time where I probably had more than I should have. I had dogs, I had cats, I had mice, I had little parakeets. So there's definitely been a time where like I would just go and I would buy a mouse or whatever. And I worked at a vet clinic that was next to a shelter, so I would see a cute dog and be like, oh, they need a home. So right now though, we only have 4 dogs and 3 cats, which is pretty manageable. I don't know if you can see him. This is Marley. He was actually a foster fell. He came to me for training because he was just terrified of people, and it took him a long time to get fully comfortable with me and my house. And so I just couldn't do that to him. I ended up keeping him. We have Boo Boo. Let's see if we can call him in here. Boo Boo. So this is Boo Boo. She's the old lady of the house right now. Um, she just turned 8 this year. And I like to joke, she's my little Walmart special. Um, I really shouldn't have gotten her the time I got her. I already had 4 dogs at that time, so she was a 5th dog. But these people were walking around a Walmart parking lot with her. I said no. In my defense, I did say no in the beginning. She was the last pup of the litter. I said no. Went into the store, was in there for quite a while, came out, and they were still walking around with her. No water in sight, no nothing. So again, I had thought, well, I'll just take her. I'll get her vaccines, spay her, and find her a home, and ended up falling in love. She is the biggest pain in the butt I've ever had as a dog. Like, she constantly keeps me on my toes. If I don't consistently work with training, like doing training sessions with her, she just pushes the envelope constantly. But I love her zest for life. She is such a, like, she's into everything, but she has such a curiosity and she wants to know what everything is. And I just love how full of life she is. Like, I absolutely love that. And so I always like to say that she's my soulmate on 4 legs. She absolutely drives me insane sometimes, but I love her to pieces. But yeah, she's the old lady of the group. So this is Nidra. Let's get her up here a little bit. So this is Nidra. And she was actually um got her, kind of relates to another question on this list. And she's actually my service dog. So I am autistic and I particularly struggle going to the grocery store. I don't use her a whole lot otherwise, but when I go to the grocery store, she's invaluable to me. And so she helps me and helps me get through grocery shopping, make sure that I stay calm enough that I'm able to actually get what I need to get. Because we live like 20 minutes outside of town, so it's not like I can just run to the grocery store. It's kind of an event. And so yeah, she's my little helper. And then the last dog is Anya, which, let me see if I could get her in here and introduce you to Ani. Anna Freeze. Come here, baby. Come on. Up, up. Come on. Up, Ani. Come on. Ani. Ani, come here. Ani, come here. Come here, baby. Up. Come on up. So this is Anya. Um, She is the baby of the group. She's only 2, or she's about to be 2. She'll be 2 in July. She's my little troublemaker. She currently just healed from a wound she went through barbed wire chasing a bird, and healed from that, and now she has another wound on her shoulder, which I'm treating. So she's just kind of a little bit crazy and is always hurting herself. But yeah, that's Ani, and we got her because Boo Boo and Barley are about the same age, and so Nidra was kind of just the oddball out, and they're significantly older than Nidra, and they're big dogs, so they're gonna go sooner than her. And so I was like, I want Nidra to have a friend. I don't want to have the cycle where we have an older dog, it passes, and then we get a puppy to, be friends with the next dog. And so we went ahead and got Anya, so that way we had 2 pairs. Boo Boo and Barley are about the same age. They'll probably pass around the same time. And then we have Nidra and Anya as well. So yeah, those are the dogs. I'm not going to introduce the cats, but we have Adeline, and then we have Sherlock and Watson. So I spent a lot of time on that question, but dogs in specific are a special interest of mine, and I absolutely love them. So anyway, number 2, what is something you do for fun that is not reading a book? And again, the thing that comes to mind, I do like to spend time with the dogs. I love doing training sessions. Kind of burnt out a little bit, just because I was working in a veterinary clinic, and I kind of got burnt out on all things dogs. But I'm starting to get back into it right now. After I feed them, I sit down and I call it circle time. I have them all sit around in front of me, and we do a little training session. But I definitely want to get back more into actual training sessions with the dogs as individuals, because I absolutely enjoy that. I love learning about dog behavior and everything like that. The other thing that I like to do on and off, but it's not very consistent, like I'll go through spurts where I just absolutely love it, and that is cross stitching. I'll insert a picture of the one I'm working on right now, but I haven't worked on it for months. Probably going on a year now since I worked on it. So, but that's kind of how I do. I love cross stitching, but it's in spurts. So I'll be like obsessed with it for a while. I'll also take a picture. I have a wall of my completed stuff. I have a couple that I haven't framed yet though that I need to do and get up. But I'll take a picture of that and insert it as well so you guys can see. But yeah, that is something that I do enjoy a lot. It is a lot of focus, but it is kind of comes on me in spurts, so it's not consistent for sure. So number 3, what is something special or important on your nightstand that's not a book? And I have stuffed animals on my nightstand that are special and important. Past that, I not really anything else. But those my husband will give me like on Valentine's Day and such. And the dogs, we give them stuffed animals. We go to the thrift store and buy them stuffed animals. And so they think any stuffed animal is theirs. And so I always try to put my personal stuffed animals in safe places, that way they know it's not theirs, because they get all excited when we bring stuffed animals home. And actually, this little guy back here, this was my first stuffed animal. I got it for my first Christmas, and this is Ralph, Ralphie. And you can see he's a little bit beat up. He's missing an ear here. This ear's like half chewed off. His nose, his tail's missing. And this little guy, like I said, was my first stuffed animal. And we actually had a dog growing up that got a hold of this, and that's why he's so torn up. And this is actually one of my favorite memories. My sisters, I was so upset, and they, didn't make fun of me. I was older at that point. Like, they didn't make fun of me or anything like that. And they just said, it's okay, we'll fix him. And they sewed his little nose, they sewed his nose back on. It since fell off, but it's still kind of sewed together. And then they sewed like his little tail back on, which again has kind of fallen off. But yeah, they were so sweet, and that's like one of my favorite memories is that. And I still have Ralphie here today. And fun fact, when I was little, um, we actually lived in Tier C, New Mexico. Um, and Tier C used to be Hot Springs, but it got changed. And we have Ralph Edwards, I think was the game show host or whatever. And so they have a Fiesta Parade the first weekend every May. And so when I was little, one of my first words was Ralph. And so we were at the parade, and Ralph Edwards used to be part of that. And so he was riding by, and my mom was like, "Say Ralph, say Ralph." And so I said, "Ralph, Ralph." And he actually looked over and waved, apparently. So that's a cute little story to go along with this little guy. But yeah, this guy, I know he's in rough shape, but he is forever. So, but yeah, that's him. So, go ahead and move on to the next thing, which is number four. What is something you buy at a bookstore other than books? And this one was kind of hard, but I have on occasion bought games at bookstore. When my husband and I were first dating, we actually went and we bought Candyland at a bookstore. So that was the only thing I could think of because generally, if I'm going into a bookstore, I'm buying books. But we have bought games on occasion as well. So, number five, what's a fun gift that you received that wasn't a book or a gift card for books? And that is dogs. Told you dogs are really big. Now, dogs or any live animal should never be a gift unless the person you're gifting it to is involved in kind of the decision making, which was the case for me. I was involved every time I got an animal as a gift, which is really really important because especially dogs, they live for quite a while, anywhere from 10 to 20 years depending. And so it's really important that the person is involved. I don't condone giving animals as gifts, but for myself, it's the greatest gift ever. So my very first dog was actually a Christmas gift. And her name was Liberty. She was a little Springer Spaniel. I'll try to insert a picture. And yeah, she was my very first dog, and that was my only gift that Christmas. We weren't very well off at that time. And I remember my mom's boss was very religious, and they I went with her daughters on like a youth retreat thing. And so we were in the van and everybody's talking about what they got for Christmas. And it was my turn. And I was like so excited. And I was like, I got a puppy. And they're all, "Oh, cool. What else did you get?" And I was like, "That's it. I got a puppy." And I just remember, being so excited and then feeling so let down. And so, just little PSA moment, like, it is really important that you teach your kids just because they might be well off doesn't mean everybody else is, and not to brag about their gifts and be kind of kind as well. I mean, the people weren't being mean on purpose, but it did make me feel bad because it's like you only got a puppy, like you didn't get anything else. But the puppy was the greatest thing in my whole life. So, just something to keep in mind because it's really easy to make kids feel bad when they don't have them when their parents don't have the finances and such to spend a lot of money on gifts. So, and then Nidra was actually also a Christmas present. I don't know, I wanted another dog, and so I was convinced my husband. I was like, it could be my Christmas gift, and I went down to the shelter and found her, and yeah, absolutely love her as well. And then Anya was actually a birthday gift. So Liberty, my first dog, we didn't have a lot of money and we didn't have the proper education on dogs at that point, but she ended up having puppies before we could get her spayed. And so I had her dog or her puppy Shunka, and Shunka was with me for a very very long time. She saw me through my teen years, all through my 20s into my early 30s, and she ended up passing away while we had to say goodbye to her in 2019. And so Um, or actually 2020, I think it was. Sorry, get my years all mixed up. That's right, because COVID had already started, and I was bawling, and I had to wear a mask, and it was horrible. So anyway, so Shunka, we said goodbye to, and then a couple months went by, and I decided needed a friend, and I was looking for a lab puppy specifically because at that point I knew I kind of needed a service dog, but I was worried about using Nidra in public because she's so small. And so anyway, I found lab puppies on Facebook, and oh my gosh, horrible, horrible situation Ani came out of. Puppies. There was two females. Didn't know which one. There's they both had puppies, but didn't know which puppies belonged to which female because it was like the mom and then her daughter, and they both had puppies at the same time. All the puppies were out in this mud pit. They were covered in fleas, like completely horrible. But anyway, we got Anya, and she was a birthday present. It was the day before my birthday, so she was my birthday present. So anyway, another long-winded explanation, but I do like talking about my dogs. So, and number 6, what's a YouTube channel that you watch that's not related to books? And boy, do I have a lot. So I watch Sims YouTube. That was kind of my big thing early on. My favorite channel is Claire Siobhan. Absolutely love her and just her personality, and she plays other games as well. But her big thing is of course Sims, and sometimes watch some of the other Sims YouTubers. Not always. Like sometimes I'll watch Deligracy. Um, there's a few others, but mostly it's Claire. Especially at this point, my interest has kind of waned a little bit. So she's a big one I watch. I love Snake Discovery. They're like one of my favorite YouTube channels. Never miss a video. And right now it is egg season, so all their snakes are laying eggs, which I absolutely love because that leads to hatching season. And then we can see the little baby snakes, which are so cute. So that's another big one. I watch a couple of tarantula YouTubers. Tarantula Cat is a big one, and The Dark Den is another big one I watch. And then I watch several like competitive eating type YouTubers. Um, Beard Meats Food is by far my favorite. He's English and he just has such a great personality. I watch Randy Santel a lot, and Katina Eats Kilos, I think is her channel name. Watch her a lot as well. And those are kind of the big main ones I watch other than BookTube, but I do sprinkle some others here and there. I watch Mia Maples sometimes, not always. I watch Molly Burke sometimes. She's blind and raises a lot of awareness for blind people in general, and so I really enjoy watching her channel. And yeah, there's several others that I watch, but those are kind of the main ones. And of course, I'll leave them all linked down below. So, and the last one is just to tag 5 booktubers that you want to learn more about. Um, I'll have to think on that, and I'll tag them down below. But I'm not very, what's the word, like social. And so, there's kind of a handful that I actually communicate with. Um, and I'm not sure if they'll want to do this tag or not. So I'll leave any that I think I'll link down below. You can definitely check out their channels as well. And of course, I'll leave the original creators video down below, as well as Becks Books video. I'll leave that link down below as well. But that is it for now. Let me know what you think of this tag, and of course, if you're watching this and you haven't done this tag yet, consider yourself tagged if you want to do it. I would love to learn more about you, and definitely let me know in the comments that you did this tag so I can go and check out your video. But for now, I'm going to leave you here. Happy reading, everyone. Bye.